It's Thanksgiving week, everybody, and there's a whole lot to be thankful for, but we like to have our plates filled, and we've got a whole lot of football to do it. So get ready, because the special holiday edition of the PreSnap starts right now.
585, ready.
You're listening to the PreSnap podcast, brought to you by LineStar, the top-rated DFS tool set and #1 companion for DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo Daily Fantasy. Go LineStar Premium now at LineStarApp.com. Now, here are your hosts, fantasy football experts Joe Pisapia and Chris Meaney.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, Joe Pisapia, and welcome to the PreSnap right here on the LineStar app. It's me, and it's Chris Meaney, and it's you, and gobble, gobble, baby. It's time to gobble up all of those DFS victories. They're so delicious. Just put some gravy on that and get all that mashed potatoes on there and some mac and cheese. Me personally, Chris, I'm not a big turkey guy. I could care less. I'd rather have the chicken or the ham, especially the ham. Give me the Thanksgiving ham. I'm a big fan of that one. But the turkey, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I think it's a little overrated, and most people don't do it right. They overcook it, and it's dry anyway. So, Chris Meaney, are you a turkey guy?
I kind of agree with you. I'd rather have the ham. Like if I had a choice, I would choose the ham. And
men want ham.
Yeah, give us the ham. I'm not. I like turkey. I'm never going to turn it down. But you're right. It can be done the wrong way, and then it's like Christmas Vacation when they put it on the plate and it's on the table. It's
God,
dust and
it's getting close to that season, too.
Yes.
When I watch that movie pretty much nonstop from like Thanksgiving till like New Year's. Yeah, so I'm going to be watching that movie. They came out with a village, by the way. I don't know if you saw this. It's like a little National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation village. It's got the house. It's got Cousin Eddie in the RV. It's got the car with the with the what do you call it on the tree. So good stuff there. But yeah, and ham's better the next day anyway. Right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Make a ham sandwich.
Have it for breakfast with some eggs. It's so much more versatile. The turkey's dry. If it's not dry the first day, it's dry the next day.
Definitely.
This is what we're here to do on the LineStar app. You think we're here to talk about DFS? We're not.
Man,
we're here to talk about food. Exactly. So, but anyway, we know what you're really here for. And of course, on the LineStar app, we want to get you ready. So if you haven't already, make sure you go and subscribe to that LineStar app and make sure you get it ready to rock and roll, because this is important time. And this is a time too where a lot of people realize they're out of the playoffs, and a lot of people start doing that whole, well, maybe I'll play around with DFS. And if you're starting to do that, this is the show for you. We're going to get you ready to roll. And before we do, I want to remind everybody, there's even a free way to go get yourself some LineStar. So go to Superdraft. All right. Go to superdraft.com and you can get 3 months of LineStar Premium. That's right. That's the upgraded package at LineStar, which is outstanding. I've been using it all day before the show to get ready for the show today. And for free, it's free for new customers. You deposit $10 into Superdraft and you get 3 months of LineStar Premium. That's right, 3 free months. So that'll take you through football season, into the playoffs, into NBA as well, and NHL. If you want to do that, just use the link superdraft.io/LineStar. That's superdraft.io/LineStar. And you need your must-play Superdraft multiplier. That's the contest. So, Chris Meaney, who is the must-play guy of the week? Do you have one off the top of your head, or
should we go? Should we go with our boy DJ Moore?
Good.
Why not? Let's
go
go with our boy DJ Moore. I mean, we got Michael Thomas on the Thursday slate, and I mean Tyreek Hill is a great play, but let's go with DJ Moore. I mean, over the last 4 weeks, nobody has more targets than DJ Moore. 45, 30 grabs. We've been pumping him for the past few weeks now. He's hit double-digit fantasy points in 4 straight games, at least 9 targets since week 5. Let's go with DJ Moore.
Been so good. I'll go with Mike Evans. Last week was the Godwin week. I'm going to go with the Mike Evans week. I'm going to go back and forth here. But let's do a little spot here first. We'll do at the top of the show, because I know a lot of people are bored. They're waiting for the turkey to come out. They decided to go throw some money on some football games. Mike Randall and I will be back very soon also with the wagering show. So keep an eye out for that when that drops today too. But, people will lose a lot of money because they're going to get into this and not understand how it all works. So quick little thing here. If you're not into the football as much, the DK is the full point PPR. Just a reminder, FanDuel is the half point. You got a 3-game slate here. You've got the Bears and Lions in Detroit. You've got the Buffalo Bills traveling to Dallas. And then, of course, you've got the New Orleans Saints traveling into Atlanta to play the Falcons after a couple weeks ago, Falcons kind of stunning them at home. So This is not a trap game anymore for the Saints because they got the bell rung and now they're very much aware. So here's my take on the slate. I'll let Chris go after me and see if he's got any different things. Over on the DK side, okay, when you're looking at it, I will absolutely go up for Dak Prescott at quarterback. I think the ownership's going to be low. Buffalo's a very good defense. Everybody knows Chris and I love them, but I think this is a get-right game for the Cowboys. The short week, Dak has been absolutely brilliant. You look at the game log, it's been fantastic. The weather was atrocious. The defense was tough. Take that game, throw it out the window. Dak will get right in this one. And I really like Tariq Cohen as well. This is a guy who's, I know it's you don't like a lot with the Bears, but if you look at the game log, Tariq Cohen, it's been very good lately because he's getting targets, he's getting his, and that's basically all you want out of a flex spot. 12 points, 18 points, 13 points in his last 3 games on DK. Michael Thomas, Devin Singletary, those are other. Obviously, Michael Thomas is going to be where I start both lineups every place all the time. But outside of that, I think you can have Singletary, Cohen, and Elliott. Those are the 3 running backs I like the most. And I'm going to go with the Cole Beasley revenge narrative in Dallas. And I'm also going to go with Randall Cobb and fade away from Amari Cooper there because I think Gallup and Cooper are going to get a lot of attention from that very good secondary. And the one guy in the slot that gets kind of lost in the shuffle could be Cobb. So to me, it's that. And in the full point PPR, I will pay up for tight end with Jared Cook. That's my DK take. What's yours on the holiday? Do you find anybody I'm missing out here? I'm basically going volume with Elliott and Prescott. Michael Thomas is all world. And then I'm going with these slot receiver PPR kind of guys and trying to build a solid floor. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I like it a lot actually, and we touched on this on our last show, and I think we both threw out those guys, Cobb and Beasley, and they both check in pretty nicely and over on DK 5K and 4.7. Absolutely. I mean, you feel like John Brown is going to get Byron Jones, and yeah, John Brown got a touchdown last week, but in terms of just volume and production, you take that touchdown away. And I'm not saying it happened. I get it, guys. It happened. People get mad at that all the time. Well, it scored. You can't take it away. But, I mean, he still had a very tough matchup. And it's just somebody who every single week was getting 5 catches and 8 targets. And last week he got 2 catches and 4 targets, 39 yards. Luckily, he got you a touchdown. But Byron Jones is it's a pretty good matchup for Byron Jones. It's a bad one for John Brown. And the same thing could be said on the other side of that with Amari Cooper and Tre'Davious White. So that's, you saw Amari Cooper was absolutely shut out last week. I know the weather was bad and Stephon Gilmore is very elite, but White is too.
Weather was bad. Gilmore is good. That's the easy equation there.
Absolutely. But White is really good too. So I'm with you on Dak Prescott. He's been much better at home, averaging 350 passing yards per game at home compared to 280 on the road, 12 touchdowns to 6 picks at home, 9-4 on the road, and more games played on the road. And fewer touchdowns. So I like that call as well. I like the Cohen one too. I think over on the FanDuel side, I want to jump around, but I think on the FanDuel side, I may take a shot with David Montgomery because I know that he has been very disappointing. It's a good matchup, and Tariq Cohen is probably where people will look, but you're going to have to be a little different. If this is new to you and you're playing the Wishbone Classic, which is going to have like 100,000 people in it, you're going to have to be different. You're going to have to pick a player that's going to make you sick.
Before we go over to the FanDuel side of things, do you think I'm wrong for going with Elliott over Kamara in the full point PPR? I don't. I mean,
no, I don't. I
think there's something to be said there. I really do, especially against the Falcons, who we all know running backs who catch the football are their worst nightmare. So
right.
Do you think do you think that's not a good look, or do you think? I mean, basically, which way would you go? Would you take the Elliott route, or would you go ahead and take the Kamara route?
I think I'll have more exposure to Elliott, and I'll just play Thomas and just hope that it's just a lot of Thomas, which it has been. I mean, Kamara's had some pretty disappointing games over the past couple of weeks. I mean, yeah, he's catching balls out of the backfield, but the last time we played the Falcons wasn't that long ago, week 10. He was 4 for 24. I mean, you can't afford to have that type of game, 15 points, 20 points, 19 points. I mean, sure, that's nice, but we have yet to see him hit his ceiling. I mean, Zeke, the same thing, a couple disappointing showings, but 29 points. He had back-to-back weeks where he had 29 fantasy points. He had 20 just a couple weeks ago. I know that he's going to get more carries than Alvin Kamara. It could be a situation where, hey, maybe the Falcons or maybe the Saints get right this week, and it's a lot of Latavius Murray. Latavius Murray ran one in last week, had a rushing touchdown. If they get near the goal line, it could be Latavius Murray. There's lots of variables lots of different ways it could play with Atlanta. I know that Zeke is the guy in Dallas. I know that he's going to catch 3 or 4 balls and he's going to get 20 plus touches in this game. So, and it's not a bad matchup. You're able to run on this Buffalo Bills defense. I mean, Football Outsiders has them ranked 26th against the run. So, I mean, that's a pretty good spot for Zeke. So, I guess in your point, if you are going to have a lot of Dak, then maybe you do need to go to Kamara because it'll probably cap your upside a little bit with Dak and Zeke on the same team. But also, again, you got to get a little strange when there's 3 games.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't think it's all that strange because Dak's been a guy that can, use his legs. He can score a rushing touchdown. He can do a lot of things anyway.
He can throw a passing touchdown to Zeke.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of variables there. Like I said, I think I want to go away from the secondary. I think he'll find clever ways. Could even be Blake Jarwin and guys like Witten and stuff like that too. So he's going to find the open guy and get things done. He's leading the league in passing. Let's not forget that, everybody. Boys and girls, he's leading the league in passing. On the FanDuel side, I'm going to play more for the touchdown. I'm going to fade the Elliott's and Kamaras, and I'm going to go with the guys like Latavius Murray and Devin Singletary. I'm going to go with Thomas over Julio because Julio's not healthy, but I will take Calvin Ridley, and I'll try to take the one off on John Brown too, see if I can hit pay dirt there. If you don't want to pay up for the tight end on, and really it's Jared Cook's had a really good run here over the last couple of weeks. If you don't want to pay up at tight end and you want to save that money for the running back or wide receiver position, I think Dawson Knox is the only one that I think I'm like, you know what, you could take a shot on there. I think you could get a touchdown on Dawson Knox that day.
Yeah, super cheap, 2.9. I mean, that's all you're hoping for. You either spend up for Jared Cook, like you said, or you just completely punt the position. And if you just punt the position, you're gonna save yourself, a couple thousand, and on each site. So I mean, Knox is the bare minimum on FanDuel 45. So again, you take that and you punt it and you spend the 2.7 elsewhere on FanDuel on, you spend up at the running back or the wide receiver position. But I'm with you. I have that same type of strategy. I went Latavius, Devin Singletary, maybe Bo, because Bo's a better value on FanDuel, Scarborough, as opposed to DraftKings. He's not going to catch any balls.
No, he's not. Well, that's the thing. You favor the touchdown over on FanDuel, boys and girls, and you just play for the touchdowns. You try to get those touchdowns. And on the other side, you favor the volume on DK. And to that point, too, that's why I would also fade Prescott on FanDuel for Josh Allen. I like Josh Allen running the football. I like him scoring a touchdown in this one with his legs, too, potentially. So I think that's kind of the pivot I make. I'm leaving that whole Matt Ryan, Drew Brees business to itself because I think there's going to be a ton of people on that.
No, everyone will be. Yeah.
And I think that's the easy way already to differentiate is just go with Dak and go with Allen, especially off that game where now people go, oh, no, what happened to Dak? It's fine. It's fine. Go look at the game log. Stop overreacting. Jeez.
This is my favorite slate of the year always. I love playing these 3 gamers because I like to get a little strange. And sometimes that pays off. Like Anquan Bolden years ago, I think it may even been Detroit and Chicago. I mean, this guy was near the end. There was nothing. And, you play him at 2.6 and then he scores a touchdown and you're just loving it. So I will throw out a couple guys that I think, to get strange with. And I know that Chicago and Detroit game, I don't really want to attack that at all. It's going to probably be the lowest scoring game of the 3, but Anthony Miller is trending up. He's starting to get more snaps, more targets. And then I don't know the status with Julio. He's very interesting. I wouldn't play him in cash. I don't even know if he's going to play. And if he does, how healthy is he really going to be? I think Russell Gage at 4,500 as well, coming off a game where he had 10 targets, 8 grabs. And he's just getting more usage ever since they shipped Sanu to New England. So just keep an eye on him.
You're definitely right about that. And if Jones does not play, then Calvin Ridley, you're gonna switch that out because that's him and Lattimore. Forget it. That's not a dance you want to do. All right, let's get after Sunday now. Let's switch gears here. That's your Thanksgiving day. Let's go to Titans at Colts. We'll start there. I got 0 love for the Colts here in this one. 0. I got nothing going. Ryan Tannehill's a perfectly good quarterback if you want to go the Ryan Tannehill route. I don't expect a whole lot of scoring in this game, but at the same time, A.J. Brown could be a tournament play. I'm okay with that. It's Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's a great return. He's going to continue. This is Derrick Henry season. We said it on the show yesterday. We're going to say it on the show again. We're in Derrick Henry season, boys and girls. That's what the holidays are all about. Outside of that, I don't know what you're looking at, but I'm kind of got eyes for lots of other games besides this one.
Yeah, I'm not looking at all, actually. Yeah, I have no problem if you want to play Derrick Henry. I mean, he's been an absolute beast. And then Ryan Tannehill's been a top 5 quarterback ever since he took over the job for Marcus Mariota. But I don't really – at the same time, I'd rather just play Henry as opposed to as opposed to Tannehill. And yeah, I like Jonathan Williams from a season-long standpoint, but I just don't want to put my money on him. I'm just not interested. $5,300 on DraftKings seems like an okay price, Joe, but he's not going to catch a lot of balls for you. And at $6,800 on FanDuel, it's just too expensive for me.
And the Red Rifle's back too, kind of like the Red Ryder BB gun.
That's right.
We got Andy Dalton. Do you know he's just 4,700 on DK this week? Just pointing that out there. I mean, I don't know if you
is
want
AJ Green going to return? I don't know. He's never ever lost to the Jets in his career. I know that.
Well, I mean, look, here's the thing. I mean, I'm not going to go too crazy on this one. If you want to go with the Tyler Boyd at 55 on DK, I don't mind that. On the other side of this one, just keep in mind that Darnold's played very well. Keep in mind that Griffin at 43 is a good play on DK. On the FanDuel side, he's just 56. Very nice. I would actually favor Robbie Anderson in this game to Crowder. It's the first time I'm going to say this, and a lot of it has to do with the cost. 4,800 on DK. I think that's a great opportunity. You're seeing Darnold get more confident. You're seeing him look down the field a little bit more now that he's not seeing ghosts. He's actually seeing receivers.
He's at the
and
club
Le'Veon
kissing girls lately.
Yeah, kissing girls. Wow. You know,
Good
if
for
you're
him.
the quarterback of the Jets and you don't kiss girls, like what's the
Why
point
is that
of
even
being
a story? Who
What's the-
cares?
What's
He
the
got
point
wasted
of being
after a game and he hooked up with a girl. But he's
that's what you're
22 and he's
supposed
an
to do.
NFL quarterback. Let him.
Yeah,
let him
you're
be.
a quarterback. I mean, geez.
So
That's the whole
annoying.
point. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Anyway, Le'Veon Bell, 7,300 on FanDuel, 72 over on DK. Love the floor of Le'Veon Bell again in this one too. So for me, it's Anderson, it's Bell, it's Darnold. If you want to dance a little and do a wacky tournament lineup with Andy Dalton, I don't hate it. I'm going to fade away from Mixon though and Boyd pretty much. Chris, any feelings on this one for you?
Yeah, I actually do like Boyd. I love the Robbie Anderson call by you as well. I mean, that's the upside. And Carter had his first bad
It's the
game in a
cost,
while.
48.
Yeah.
48's worth it, I think.
It is. It's totally worth it for sure. I do think that this will be a Bell game. I think he's reached the end zone back-to-back games. So I like Lev Bell, but I wonder how the offense will change because when it was Ryan Fidley, it was just a whole lot of Joe Mixon. Let's run the ball with Joe Mixon. Before that, nobody had thrown the ball more than Andy Dalton. I feel like it probably will be a little bit of mixture, but I definitely like Tyler Boyd in there at 5.5. I mean, you go back to some of his big games early on in the season, just looking at some of the targets, Joe, 12, 10, 11, 14, 7, 14. Those were the kind of targets he was getting with Andy Dalton under center. So I wouldn't be shocked if it's double-digit targets again at $5,500.
He's got to
like
catch
that.
some, though. That's
Yeah, he does, yeah.
You know what, dude? Like, he got a lot of targets with Andy Dalton. I saw the same thing you're
Ryan
looking at.
Finley's
And then I went,
sucks,
man,
so.
it'd be nice if you converted, I don't know, half of them.
Yeah.
All right, Carolina Panthers at Redskins. No Redskins. No.
Nice.
And not even McLaurin. You could start him as a flex, but I don't want him in DFS. It's not enough on the road. No.
Agreed.
But of course, as Chris said earlier, DJ Moore is a must play at 68 on DK. It's absolutely, his price has gone up. Have you noticed? All of a sudden, he's 68 everywhere. He was 6K a couple weeks ago. Nobody cared.
No, but he was 4.9. He was 4.8 week 9 when he had 100 yards.
Are you kidding me? That's just ridiculous.
But we've been all over this. And I still don't
over
think that he's too expensive at 6.8.
I don't either.
He's going to get double-digit targets at 6.8 and catch 7 of them for 70 yards, which is what he's averaging over the last 6 games.
And he will.
I'm fine with it.
And he will against the Redskins.
Curtis Samuels has been invisible. It's DJ Moore and McCaffrey.
Yeah, and again, this is another week where I'm not paying for McCaffrey. I'm just not doing it. There's plenty else though to like. So don't chase McCaffrey this week either. It's over. As long as once it's 10-5, it's got to be in it. And now that everybody, like, there's no more buys or anything. Even this week, I thought, okay, well, maybe nope. Not going to do it. Too many other good guys out there. But Moore, yes. Allen, yes. And that's it for me here. I'm going to pass on McCaffrey. Are you entertaining the McCaffrey concept this week?
Just a little bit, but I'm with you. I'd rather just spend my money elsewhere. I mean, there is a huge gap with McCaffrey and Nick Chubb on DK. I mean, 78 to 10.5 is wow. That's huge. And on FanDuel, it's also 8.6 to 11. That's pretty big. I think there's enough value out there to do it, but I'm looking for more of a balanced lineup. I'll say no.
All right. San Francisco 49ers at Baltimore Ravens. This is going to be a hell of a football game. I don't know how heavily invested I want to be in it. Although it does ask the question, is this an opportunity to be contrarian with a high-priced Lamar Jackson? Because there's only 2 quarterbacks that have given the 49ers fits this year, and their names were Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray, guys who are very mobile quarterbacks who can basically elude this rush, a very aggressive front, and then make them pay for it. And Lamar certainly defines that. I think that's the only thing I can make the case for. Other than that, I'm staying away from this game too, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't think it's a must to play Lamar, but I mean, I'm never going to tell anyone if you guys really feel strong. How can I tell anyone that, right? He's the MVP. He's going to be the MVP. He looks awesome. I mean, what he did last week against the Rams it was unbelievable. But it is considered probably a contrarian play. So maybe because of the fact that he is up against San Fran and the fact that he's the highest priced quarterback on both sites, maybe he'll get low ownership. I mean, it's really hard not to want to play Patrick Mahomes against the Raiders. That's the thing. We don't know about their run game. Who's going to be the running back? They haven't had much of a run game all year. Does that mean more dropbacks for Mahomes? I'm leaning Mahomes over Jackson. Oh yeah, so Mahomes is the highest priced quarterback on DK.
Yeah,
he's 7-4, Jackson 7. So yeah, on
and
FanDuel it's 8-7. Yeah, on FanDuel it's flipped.
Everybody forgets, the guy threw 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns last year in his first full season. Can we get a little bit of? I know Lamar Jackson's doing some great stuff right now, but geez,
I think if I had to choose between two, I'm leaning with Mahomes. I think that there's slightly more upside.
I think that's fair. I think you're right on that. Of course, I'm not going to pay for either of them probably, but
right,
it is intriguing. Yeah. It is intriguing for sure. All right, there we go. Now you're going to get some money out. Ready? Tampa Bay Bucks at Jaguars. Ooh, baby, let's do it. I want Jameis Winston, 76. Boom, he falls right into that nice range of that quarterback that we like. Him and Murray are right in that range on FanDuel, and that's 77, 76 range. Delicious. Then you got Mike Evans at 77, Godwin at 82. That's the FanDuel scoring there for price. We've got Evans at 69, Godwin at 77, and Winston at 63. I'm going Mike Evans in this game, baby. I am. I Godwin last week. I'm going back to Mike Evans. If you want to go Godwin, that's fine. I'm going to go Mike Evans and save $800 on DK. How about you?
Yeah, I like that too.
What's the deal here? Am I missing something?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems to be when you follow these guys, it seems to be every other game, right? I mean, go look at, Godwin had actually been quiet, 10, 13, 13, 13, then 40. I mean, Mike Evans had been a little bit more consistent, with the 20, the 45, the 39, then a couple in the low teens, but I don't know, recency bias. I'm not sure. I mean, Jalen Ramsey's no longer around. The Jags have not looked great defensively over the past couple weeks. The Colts ran all over them. Titans ran all over them. Jameis Winston's going to drop back and throw the ball 40 plus times. I'm with you. I'd rather save the $700. Plus, I just really feel like there's a higher ceiling with Mike Evans. I like the fact that he has more air yards. He goes, there's a better chance of getting the bonus, the deep passes that he gets. So yeah, I'm with you.
And on the other side of this game, too, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be on Foles, who's also in that 74 kind of range. He's right in there on FanDuel, too. Look, I'm not terrified of starting Fournette. A lot of people won't be on it. That's a good reason to be on it because he is catching the football, too. But I'll tell you what, man, I am definitely on Shark. I am definitely on Westbrook. I'm definitely on Conley, even. I think you could make a case for, especially on DK at 45 as a low-cost guy. I think you can get behind that. But really, it's DJ, I think, is going to be a great play in this one, and you should definitely pay attention. He's 6.9 over on FanDuel, 6.6 on DK. So this is going to be a game heavily owned, chalk, but it's going to be correct. I don't think there's any way that this game isn't a score fest. I really don't. I mean, the 22nd ranked defense of the Jaguars plus the absolutely terrible pass defense of the Bucks. Sign me up. I want it all, Chris.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it absolutely is. It just makes out for a lot of passing. I mean, even if Leonard Fournette doesn't have a good day against the Tampa run defense, which he could certainly struggle, but he's had games where he's caught 5 or 6 balls. I mean, he caught 7 just a couple weeks ago with Nick Foles. So it just sets up for a lot of passing, right? Tampa can't run. If Jacksonville struggles to run, it's just a whole lot of passing. I have a lot of interest in Foles, not so much on FanDuel. I mean, you mentioned his price, 7.5 to Winston 7.6. I'd much rather Winston over there. But on DraftKings, there's a bit of a savings, 5.7 compared to 6.3 for Jameis.
He's going to be much better play on DraftKings. Much better.
Yeah, much better. I would pair him up with Chark and Didi. Want to have
do it up.
Yeah,
do it up. Browns at Steelers. No Steelers for me, thank you. I'm good. I'm all good here. You can have all the Steelers except for the defense. I will say at home, Steelers defense, I'm curious. They're in play this week. They're a nice cost, and I think a little bit of a, kind of sneaky good defensive play there because really, it's funny. They've had double-digit points on FanDuel and in defense pretty much almost every week, except one when they played the Browns. So don't think that doesn't stick in their craw, and don't think that because they're at home, they're not going to take care of that business, and I think they will. And because of that, I'm not really keen on the Browns this week. We were all in the Browns last week. I'm still thinking the Browns are going to win this football game. I just think this is going to be a lot uglier than other people realize. I think this is going to be like a 17-13 kind of a game personally. So I'm going to stay away from this one too. I'm going to fade this Browns Steelers. How about you? Are there things that you like in this one?
Great call by you for the Steelers. I think if you're a FanDuel player, they're an absolute steal over there. They're 3-7. There's 13
Ding, ding,
defenses
ding.
more expensive than them on FanDuel. I don't
Right?
understand that. Yeah,
I love
DK, they're all over it on DK. They're 3-5. They're the fourth most expensive defense. I think the only guy that I like in this matchup is Jarvis Landry. We mentioned DJ Moore leads the league in targets over the last 4 weeks. Landry's second, and he's been, with Odell getting all the top coverage, it's just been easy completions for Landry. That's the only guy. But I agree. I think it's going to be low scoring, and I'm not really interested in anybody. I'm not even going to take. It doesn't look like James Conner's going to play, and I don't even care about Snell and his. What's he going to do? I know he came off a 20 for 98. That was a good matchup, but
There's just
he
not
could
enough
do
scoring.
Yeah, he could exactly. He could do 20 for 60, but who cares? Because they may not score 10 points.
You're right.
Right?
Great. Enjoy those 6 points.
Yeah.
Great. Good for you. Nice 6 spot. All right, let's go to a game that I do like. Green Bay Packers at Giants. Green Bay get right game. Here we go. Giants stink. Last year, this game had a ton of points in it. It's going to be just like that again this time. Aaron Jones, get back in on it. 68 for Aaron Jones on DK. 8K for him on FanDuel. Perfect. Give it to me. I want it. I also want Jamal Williams at 5.6 because guess what? He's 4.5 on DK, and Jamal Williams is going to get in the end zone too. So him and Aaron Jones will both score touchdowns in this game. You can lock that up. And Devontae Adams, 7K over on DK, 8K over on FanDuel. You got to pay for him. He will be worth it. Janoris Jenkins is trash. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't go with Aaron Rodgers, though, but I do like Adams on a one-off, and I like the 2 running backs. On the flip side of this one for me, Golden Tate's a little banged up right now. I think Slayton's the guy that I take a shot on because I like what I've seen from him. It's a tournament only play. It's not a cash game play. 63 over on FanDuel, 5.3 over on DK. And the rest of the Giants you can have. I'm kind of over the Giants right now. Too many turnovers from Daniel Jones, too many fumbles. Don't like the Golden Tate's banged up. Golden Tate I love every week. This week not so much, but give me the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, give me I'm over with Barkley. Now watch, Barkley will go off right now. This will be the Barkley game, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a multi-entry player,
he's 7-6 this week now. He's $300 cheaper than last week. They're really tempting me.
I know, and he's 7.4 on DK is the cheapest he's ever been. I mean, he opened up the season 9K, 9.2, 9.1, and it's been downhill ever since then. It's just a multi-entry play, I think. If you're only playing 1 or 2 lineups, I would just fade away from the noise with Barkley. But if you're playing a ton of lineups and you want to fade CMC in 1 or 2 of them, I mean, you take the upside with Barkley. But I don't love it. He can't be healthy. We talked about this earlier. It doesn't seem like he's healthy. And Daniel Jones is not really throwing him the football. There was a couple games there where he had a few targets, but that was when the Giants were depleted. And now they have Sterling Shepard's back and. Tate is back. You're right. He's not fully healthy, but I think I just agree with your original take. I mean, it's just Jones, and if you want to have Devontae Adams, fine. I just really like Aaron Jones this week.
Yeah, I think that Williams is just a guy too, where you can, it's they like to spread it around a little bit now and they go by the goal line sometimes, and I feel like Williams is going to fall in the end zone, and it's just like one of those things. Like if you want a piece of it, but you don't want to pay for Aaron Jones, go get Jamal Williams. I think you'll get a piece. You won't get a lot. But I think we'll get a
few catches. Yeah,
the Giants are givers. It's Thanksgiving, and the Giants are going to give and give.
Yeah,
and
give. A shout out to Caden Smith. If you want to punt tight end again, 2-9, 6 targets, 5 grabs, had a touchdown. There's going to be no Red Elson. There's going to be no Evan Ingram. So I mean, something.
Good call. No, it's a good call by you there. All right, if ever there was a team that needed to face the Dolphins, it's the Eagles.
Oh boy,
the Eagles need the Dolphins like I need a weekend in a hammock with margaritas. That's how much the Eagles need the Dolphins.
Eagles might.
So. The trick is, how do you attack this, Chris? Because I know you're an Eagles fan. It's been a rough year here. I get it. But I'm thinking you attack it with Ertz and Goddard, which sounds a little wacky, but I think that's it for me. Like, that's it. I don't see how you attack it another way.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's it. As bad as it's been, a Dallas loss and a Philly win, and they're tied for first in the division. That's how bad the NFC East is. But you're right. I mean, you can't go to Carson Wentz. You just can't. Unless Alshon Jeffrey gets a full workload in on Thursday and Friday, you just can't do it. even if it is Miami, you just can't. I like Ertz. I've liked him for 3 straight weeks now, and all he's done over that span is catch 9, and 12, and at least 91 yards and 2 touchdowns in those 3 games. So I like him. And I do like Goddard. It's been just him and Goddard, 7 catches last week, 8 targets. But I think I'll just go Ertz as a one-off, like we talked about Devontae Adams, and move along.
Yeah, we did it last week with Ertz too, and it paid off. We had 9 catches, I think, last week, right?
Yeah, so, I mean, we weren't playing Wentz. We were playing Ertz.
Nope. No, we weren't. And on the other side of this game, it's just Devontae Parker. 6K on FanDuel, 57 on DK. Easy. Yeah. Just the guy's just getting it done.
Yeah, he's been awesome.
All right, this next one here, Rams at Cardinals. Now, it was a long night for the Rams in LA against Lamar Jackson.
Was it ever? What's happened to them?
Oh my God. Boy Wonder is really Boy Wonder Sean McVay really is soul searching right now.
This team looked like last year they couldn't lose a game until they got
Super Bowl hangover, man. Yeah. You lose to the Patriots and you don't know what to do with yourself anymore. It happened to the Falcons too. Look at the Falcons last couple of years.
So true.
He's never rebounded. So look, I'll be quick with this. I can't justify any of the Rams. Not the way Goff's been playing, not the way he plays on the road. I know you're getting a discount on Gurley. He's 6'5" and 7'4" on FanDuel. It's not enough for me to get excited, to be honest with you. And on the flip side of this, the only thing I'm really excited about is Kyler Murray, and I'm fine with playing him by himself. 6'4" on DK, 7'7" on FanDuel, exactly where I want him to be. I am assuming Kenyon Drake is going to work 6,400. It's a short week for the Rams here, too. They're going to travel to Arizona. But I don't know, man. Like, I'd rather have just Kyle Murray and just let Kyle Murray get me 20 points. And I don't want to guess who that guy is going to be, because if I'm wrong, I feel like it's going to hurt my Kyler Murray shares.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, playing naked Kyler I think it's perfectly fine. You never know, right? Kirk on Jalen Ramsey. I know that the secondary had a very tough day against Lamar and company, but it's still not a great matchup for Christian Kirk. You know, this is a game that I feel like I want to get excited about, but it's really tough from the Rams standpoint, seeing, you know, their display of football over the past couple of weeks. And Cooper Kupp, I mean, Cooper Kupp has 17 fantasy points in his last 3 games. 17. And before that, he had 38 in one game. Like, it's been unreal. I think I could see myself getting involved with just a one lineup with a Kupp, maybe just a Goff to Kupp. That's it. And I want to try to, like, I'm trying to find excuses about Gerald Everett. I mean, just the way that Arizona's tight ends, I mean, they've given up the most fantasy points to the tight end position. You just go up and down the lineup. Ross Dwelly, 2 touchdowns. OJ Howard, where's he been? He showed up against Arizona, had a touchdown. Kittle, Ellison, Hooper, Disley, Olsen, Hurst, Andrews, TJ Hawkinson, all tight ends that have scored touchdowns against this Arizona team. So keep Everett in the back of your mind. I know he's been very, very disappointing lately, but it's just a contrarian stack is what it is. And just not.
Well, look, and he can be wrong at tight end too. You know, you could take a shot at tight end and, you know, things could still work out. It is. Well, that's why I prefer Ryan Griffin. If you're going to pay down, I think it's Ryan Griffin for me this week. But look, it's tight end is getting tricky. And you got Jared Cook, who's been really good. He's on Thursday, so you can't play him. Let's go with this next one, Chargers Broncos. Now, there's not a whole lot I want to get involved in. It's Drew Lock is now playing. I do think Sutton will be all right, but I don't want to make an investment on it because we didn't think Sutton would be all right, and he was okay with Brandon Allen. So I'm thinking he's going to be okay, at least with Drew Lock, but I don't want to get involved with it. However, I will get involved with Phillip Lindsay. I think this is a great opportunity. He's super cheap this week. Everybody's off of him because everybody was on him last week, even though we told you don't be on him last week.
Right.
It was the right call. And now we're going to tell you, get back in there and get on Phillip Lindsay because the Chargers defense, not great. It's not great. Okay. Phillip Lindsay is 63 on FanDuel. On DK, he's just 5K. I mean, that is such a great price for a guy who catches the football like Lindsay does. To me, especially because you're going to have to support the quarterback here with a lot of Phillip Lindsay. So this is a big opportunity here for you to go back to the well. Ownership's going to be low. Price is right. Matchup where everything is there for a reason. I don't have anything on the Charger side for this one. I'm just out on this one. This is another one. I'm out on a lot of games, but the ones I'm in on this week, Chris, I'm in on. Are you in anything on the Chargers Broncos besides Lindsay?
Oh, I mean, I love the Lindsey call by you. Absolutely. I mean, they're giving up the 8th most fantasy points to running backs. Football Outsiders has them ranked 27th against the run. And Philip Lindsay ate them up earlier in the year, 114 yards on 15 attempts. He caught 4 passes. I think you're dead on with your analysis. If they do go to lock, whoever it is, like let them just turn around and hand it off, right? Like hand the ball off to Lindsay and
You have
run the
two capable
football.
backs.
Exactly. Use
You
them.
know, if you want to be real super contrarian, go with Freeman. I mean, there you go.
Sure. Yeah, he may touch the ball 10 times in this game as well.
He didn't do anything last week. He did nothing. He didn't win GOTS last week, man.
Yeah,
so
four touches for 29.
Yeah, so
I like Lindsay a lot. I'm playing a lot of Lindsay.
Yeah, everyone's going to work this week. All right, Chiefs Raiders. Chris, go ahead, take it away. Tell me all the things because I know you've been waiting for this one.
I mean, this is an interesting game. Of course, it's going to be pretty chalky, but I'm a cash game player, and I'll find a way to squeeze some of these guys in, like Mahomes and Kelsey, or Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. And maybe I won't go Tyreek Hill and cash. Like I want to see. I know that they're optimistic that he's going to suit up dealing with the hamstring injury. I need to see reports that he's practicing in full. And if it's not, then I'll take some shots in GPPs with Sammy or Hardman, just in GPPs, because it is Oakland. The Raiders have given him a lot through the air. And where's the run game going to come from? We haven't heard anything about Damian Williams. I hear some reports that maybe he's dealing with broken ribs. Sean McCoy is out of concussion protocol, but who knows? Right? We just don't know. So I just feel like they're going to throw the ball a ton. And there's other ways you can go the opposite way. If KC is going to score some points, you want to go ultra contrarian and go the other way. It's like the thing at Coors. How many times have we talked about that? Oh, the San Diego and Colorado playing at Coors, everyone's going to stack Rockies. Well, why don't you just stack Padres? Why don't you go the other way?
Yeah,
with Derek Carr, maybe Tyrell Williams, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're going to have to throw the football to catch up.
Well, I like that too. And I think with Renfro banged up, you can go back to the Waller well, because that was the one thing where we've been off Waller for a couple weeks and it's been right every single time.
Good call.
And now that Renfro's banged up again with the rib, I think it was a rib and a lung thing, a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It ain't good.
He's
I think you can go
out.
back to Waller because everybody's gone off of it now, and there'll be a lot of heat on Kelsey. I think Waller is the perfect contrarian play. Again, not a cash game play necessarily. Maybe on DK it is because of the full point PPR, but I think you go right back to that Waller well. So that's the main slate. And then, of course, you got the Patriots Texans on Sunday night and the Vikings Seahawks on Monday. So some really great football this week. I mean, it almost feels like the playoffs have begun. That's what this week feels like, because I'll tell you what, that San Francisco Ravens game just, alone feels like playoff football, and a couple of these other games do too. Not so much, not so much the Bears and the Lions. It doesn't feel like playoff football to me, but that's okay. It's going to be a great weekend of DFS, and I want to say how thankful we are to the LineStar company for giving Chris and I the opportunity to do this show. We love doing this show. We think it's a great show. They think it's a great show. We hope you do also. And we are always striving to do better, always striving to make sure that we're providing the best for you. And I want to say how thankful we are for all of you for listening to the show and subscribing and being with us through MLB season and now through NFL here. So we were doing On Deck all MLB season. We were doing PreSnap. So if you came to us for football and you play baseball, go subscribe to the same show. It's called LineStar On Deck. You can find it anywhere you can listen to podcasts. So Chris, let's do it. Let's find the end zone this week. And we are going to find our guys. So Chris and I are both going to pick a running back each and a wide receiver each. And we're going to try to win someone some cash. So, well, actually not some cash, some merch. But,
the merch.
We're going to win you cash. I'm so used to saying win you cash. It is. I like a good hat or, a beer cozy or something like that. But yes. So here we go. I pick a running back and a wide receiver. Chris picks a running back and a wide receiver. We're going to find the end zone. And of course, if you like and retweet the tweet of this clip, you can enter yourself to win some of that merch. So Chris Meaney, let's start at running back. Who you got? Who's finding the end zone this week?
I am going to go with Mr. Le'Veon Bell.
Ooh,
that's
a good one.
Bengals have allowed an average of 166 rushing yards per game. Bell is starting to trend up. 2 TDs in his last 3. Give me Lev Bell.
All right, I'm going to go safe and easy here. I'm going to go Aaron Jones against the Giants, okay? Yes. And you know what? Last week, if you didn't see last week coming, what the hell were you watching a couple weeks before that when the Chargers basically stopped the Green Bay offensive line from even moving? It was, come on. I mean, there was no way they were going to move the football on the 49ers, and now they will move it again on the Giants. So give me Aaron Jones. Wide receiver, I'm going with my boy, the DJ, because the party's starting. DJ Shark, he's my guy against the Bucks. Easy, lock it up. There's going to be one, who knows, maybe even 2 touchdowns for the DJ. Where are you going for a wide receiver this week, Chris?
And I thought you were going to go with the other DJ.
No.
You know what? I'm going to
last week is different week. I still love me DJ Moore, but it's DJ Shark this week. Anyone named DJ, pretty much.
Anyone named DJ.
DJ Tanner, it could be anybody. DJ Jazzy Jeff, any of them.
There you go, Jazzy Jeff. I will not go to Philly for mine, but
Good call.
Cooper Kupp. Let's do it. Don't be scared, guys. That's right. I actually talked myself into this halfway through the show. Cooper Kupp, 17 DK points over the last 3 games. It's less than what he's averaging on the season. You know what reassured me? You know why I doubled down here? The LineStar app loves Cooper Kupp. The cornerback matchup with Kevin Peterson. Give me Cooper Kupp. This is a get-right game. I think you can play Kupp and Goff. Don't be afraid. Recency bias is a thing. Don't let it be.
I saw that same thing, and I saw Cooper Kupp when I was doing some of the filters, and every time I kept filtering, it kept Cooper Kupp. I know, kept popping up in that top 5, and I was like, geez, I can't do it. I don't know. I was like, I don't know if Chris is going to see this or not.
I'm going to do it. Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? They've gone up against some tough teams, have dial up some pressure against them. Goff has looked very, very, very mediocre, but in a matchup against Arizona, I like it. It's a get-right spot for Kupp and company.
There you have it. All right, so that'll do it for us. We want everybody to have a great Thanksgiving. And on behalf of everyone at the LineStar app, I want to thank all of you for listening. And we'll be back again next week, as we always are. Keep an eye out for the wagering show. That comes out today, too. We're giving you the twofer. Get you all your football before you eat all your turkey. So that way you have all weekend to listen to the shows and make your lineups and have some fun. In the meantime, you can follow us on the Twitter machine at Joe Pisapia 17, at Chris Meaney, at LineStar App, and at LineStar NFL. It's time to break the huddle here in the pre-snap, and there's nothing left to do now except sit down, win.
You've been listening to the Pre-Snap Podcast, brought to you by LineStar. Hit subscribe, tell a friend, and stay tuned for the next episode from fantasy football experts Joe Pisapia and Chris Meaney.
Well, it's Thanksgiving week, and we've got a lot to be thankful for, but we like to be... that's dumb. I should do like a whole thing of all the bad ones.
You don't have too many bad ones.
I don't have too many bad ones. I thought I was going...
I can actually sense in your voice that you were going to cut that short.
Like, no.
That's dumb.
And I never think about it ahead of time. I just say something. Like, I probably should think about it more.
You usually kill it.
Let's do the pre-snap. It would be funny if we left that one in. That'd be amazing.
Oh, shit, that's awesome.
I should put this at the end of the show. See if anybody All right, okay. All right, here we go. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll see if Dan catches it. All right. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.